Thank you. This is the second part of an open letter to Premier Moe and to the Minister of Health. This, it is about religious freedom. And of course, the most important aspect of religious freedom is a sanctity of life. When we have lost the sanctity of life, we've lost everything. We no longer have real freedom. And as I was trying to explain in this first letter, that there is no freedom, there is no choice in euthanasia and assisted suicide. There is no choice when people are pushed into accepting death. We have found that how the system works, in our experience, is that someone like Dr. Khalil, and I use his name because I'm not here to protect anyone, nor am I here to smear all the medical profession. So I think it's very important to name names. When I went to Royal University Hospital, it was already decided that I wasn't worth saving, that I never felt for a moment safe at Royal University Hospital, and I would stay up all night and go to sleep in the daytime. So because I was so afraid. Now I could say, oh well, I just have an active imagination. It really wasn't that bad. And how do you know what their real motives are? I do know that as soon as I was, there was a staff change, there was a different person heading up the ward, I immediately felt safe, even before I knew what was going on. I was denied physiotherapy. I was denied many things that told me that the head of the ward has decided that I should not worth saving, that my life should be exited. And this was very blatant. In addition, of course, if you have lack of sanctity of life, everything is up for grabs. Somebody can decide that it's your time to exit. There's all medical situations and explanations are up for grab. I found that the idea of patient medical confidentiality was gone. Everything was a committee decision, and the patient was just one voice. The patient could be a very weak voice and difficult and having difficulty communicating, but the patient was not considered the important issue, the important person in these committee meetings deciding who will live and who will die. It had changed with staff change, and that's good. But like I say, we are not here to tell you all the people who still have some medical ethics. Was at one time assumed that no person had the right to kill someone, and to either by passive or active euthanasia, either by ignoring the person or denying them medical help. Our health care is in a state of flux and in a state of destruction, because we have lost the Hippocratic oath that stated, first of all, do no harm. The Hippocratic oath is older than Jesus Christ, at least his appearance, I should say, his appearance on the earth. However, there are other aspects in which we are eroding our religious freedom. There are dictates from Regina that tell us we can only have X number of people and X number of times at the at one service. And this is a great inconvenience. This is clearly religious persecution. Families often worship together, and the people who are churchgoers are more likely to have healthy lifestyles than others. It doesn't mean that the others are less important, but it is absurd to make these rules merely for the churchgoers. We have rules that say, or the rules are created that only 20% or less of the people can be in a church service at a time. And this means for many people there is no church service, because it is very inconvenient when services are and worshippers are many hundreds of miles away, that say, well, they can go occasionally to church. This is nothing but religious persecution. There is no logic to it. And not only that, there's people who want to make up rules that you can't take communion, the body and blood of Christ, in a body and blood in Christ by your mouth, but you have to take it by your hand. Now, there is no logic to that, either biologically, medically, hygiene, that says that taking communion, taking the body and blood of Christ by hand, is preferable or more ethical than taking it by mouth. That is a clear interference of religious practice that should not be tolerated and decided by a Regina bureaucrat. And the latest attack on Christianity was at Christmas time. I couldn't believe it that they would go so far as to tell people they could only have 2 people in their house at a time, if that. And so we have attack on the family, we have attack on worship, we have attack on the most sacred day of the church calendar. And what did Shabab say? He said, you have had plenty of Christmases. Sorry. You have plenty of Christmases. People don't have plenty of Christmases. There are always family crises, that somebody will be missing next year. There will be deaths, there will be separations for various reasons. And that for a bureaucrat to say, oh, well, Christmas isn't important, you'll have lots of Christmases other years. In the era of super sensitivity about ethnic slurs, etc., it is appalling that somebody can dismiss the most sacred day of the holiday year because they just have decided this is a good time. It is flexing their bureaucratic muscles and attacking Christianity. I find no justified reason for what happened this Christmas. It is very unlikely that not one person was safer medically over any of these restrictions. Yet there are many families that were hurt, separated, insulted by a Regina bureaucrat telling them that they can't have Christmas with their family. Continually in this whole schemata of supposedly dealing with the COVID virus, it is constantly attacking seniors, families, religious people. And I think, and there is no clear reason why this should happen. Premier Moe, we call on you to take us back to democracy, when they had debate, when they had respect for Christianity, and I might add other religions, there was rationale and reason behind the actions. We don't know, as I've said before, we don't know what the language really means. We don't know what a case is. We don't know what antibodies are. Are they being considered? We don't know all kinds of things because they are not clarifying their words. Premier Moe, we are asking you to bring back democratic process in which things have to be defined, which things have to be debated, which things have to have a logic. There are many medical problems in Saskatchewan, one of which I've mentioned before was the pandemic drug situation, especially in the north. But nobody is addressing those. There's only one issue, and that is the COVID issue. And there are extreme examples and extreme use of bureaucratic thuggery. I'm asking you, Premier Moe, to bring us back to public debate, to justify government intrusion in people's lives. Traditionally, there has been times in when Christmas was under attack. As at the time of the Roundheads, the Calvinists who were opposed to Christmas would impose fines on people who were making a figgy pudding, you might say. And many of the songs in which have come up through us throughout history are actually political defiant songs of those people who want to snuff out Christmas want to snuff out joy, want to snuff out family gatherings. It's happened before, and it can't continue. We are asking you, Premier Moe, to defend our liberties, our freedom of association, our freedom of religion, our freedom of knowledge. Why are they doing this? What's the reason? Is there any proof that these isolation activities are doing any good? Other people and other places don't have them. Thank you, Premier Moe, for reconsidering these. And above all, get someone like Premier Moe to be accountable, not some arbitrary bureaucrat. Let us elected officials have a say. Thank you. This is the second of 2 letters in which I am addressing to you.